What if the most dangerous thing you keep doing is explaining yourself? Most people believe words create power. They think if they just explain clearly enough, defend strongly enough, justify intelligently enough, they will finally be respected. But psychology shows something different. The more you explain yourself unnecessarily, the more you lower your perceived status. Because explanation, when not required, signals doubt. And doubt weakens authority. In a quiet town called Millbrook, there was a high school history teacher named David. He was not ordinary. He had passion. He had vision. He believed learning should not be memorizing dates. It should be experiencing history through debate, discussion, and critical thinking. His classroom once felt alive. Students argued ideas. They questioned the past. They stayed after class to continue conversations. But David had one invisible weakness that slowly started destroying him. He cared too much about being understood. Every time the principal criticized his unconventional methods, David prepared long explanations supported by research. Every time fellow teachers whispered that he was trying too hard, he justified his approach. Every time a parent questioned why he used group discussions instead of traditional lectures, he wrote detailed emails defending his decisions. On the surface, he looked professional, but internally, he was exhausted. Psychologically, David was trapped in the approval loop. When your self-worth depends on external validation, criticism feels like a threat to your identity. Your brain enters defense mode. You don't respond calmly. You react to protect your image. And the more you react, the more people feel entitled to question you. Because every explanation silently says, "Your judgment has power over me." Over time, something tragic happened. David stopped innovating. He stopped experimenting. He stopped taking risks. Not because he lost passion, but because he was tired of defending it. His energy shifted from creating impact to managing perception. His once vibrant classroom became safe, quiet, average, and this is how most people slowly shrink. Not because they lack talent, but because they are addicted to approval. If this message changed the way you see power and respect, share it with someone who needs it. Subscribe for more psychological insights that challenge the way you think. And remember, silence, when backed by excellence, is unstoppable power. One evening, David sat alone in the staff room writing yet another long explanation email to a parent. His shoulders were heavy. His eyes were tired. That's when Mr. Peterson, the old janitor who had worked at the school for 35 years, walked in. He had seen hundreds of teachers come and go. He watched David for years, full of potential, but constantly drained. He looked at the screen and simply asked, "Another explanation?" David forced a weak smile. "If I don't explain, they'll misunderstand." Mr. Peterson sat down and asked him a question that pierced deeper than any criticism ever had. When did their understanding become more valuable than your peace of mind? Silence filled the room, because that question exposed the real issue. David wasn't tired of teaching. He was tired of trying to control how everyone saw him. And here's the psychological truth. You cannot control perception. No matter how perfectly you explain, some people will misunderstand you. Not because you failed, but because they interpret reality through their own insecurities. That night, David made a decision that changed his life. He stopped explaining himself to people who were not genuinely trying to understand. The next time the principal criticized his teaching style, David calmly said, "I appreciate your feedback." No defense. No research papers. When colleagues mocked him, he smiled and said, "Let's evaluate results at the end of the year." When parents questioned him, he replied, "Your child's progress will speak for itself." Short, calm, controlled. At first, the pressure increased, because when you break a pattern, people resist. They were used to the old David, the one who defended, justified, and over-explained. His silence unsettled them. Some pushed harder. Some became louder. But David didn't react. He redirected all the energy he once wasted on explanations into becoming exceptional at what he did. Something powerful began to happen. His stress levels dropped. His creativity returned. His confidence stabilized. He no longer felt emotionally hijacked by every opinion, and when the mind is not busy defending, it becomes free to create. His classroom came alive again. Students engaged deeply. They debated passionately. They started outperforming expectations. By the end of the year, the results were undeniable. His students achieved the highest history scores in the district. Students who once hated the subject developed genuine curiosity. Parents who once complained now expressed gratitude. The same principal who doubted him began using his methods as an example for others. Notice what changed. David didn't win arguments. He won results. And results are psychologically stronger than words. Humans respect visible proof more than verbal persuasion. When competence becomes obvious, criticism loses power. A year later, when David's name appeared in the newspaper for a Teaching Innovation Award, Mr. Peterson smiled and said, "You were never weak. You just gave your power away every time you tried to justify yourself." That statement holds a powerful psychological lesson. Every unnecessary explanation is a transfer of power. You hand over your emotional stability and wait for someone else's approval to feel secure. But true authority comes from internal validation, knowing your value without needing constant confirmation.